I am running for Fargo City Commission because of the passion I have for the community, and the work that I have done for the last 4 years, working at a large nonprofit in the area, as well as being a business owner. I have seen a lot of challenges families go through with workforce shortage, with childcare not being accessible, and affordable housing. So I really, because I see the stats in the community and how we can make an effective change, wanted to take this step to really bring my experience to the city to make those changes, to helping families. As everyone else is learning that process, and I believe it's a great process for a moment, because it's especially a perfect time right now because you have so many candidates that are running. So it actually, based on the conversations that I had a lot with residents as I door knocked, they were in favor because they were always thinking of 2 or 3 individuals that they think are effective leaders that can bring the change that they need. So, when you're looking at from a resident lens, I think it's a beneficial because now you're giving the option to the residents that there is more than just the one, and then you don't think twice about it by saying, "Oh, I should have voted the other way." But at least now your vote counts to who you believe are the top qualifiers. I do believe that increasing the numbers to the commission would benefit the larger community. Our community is a growing city. It's a growing, Fargo is growing very diversely. And by adding more commission, you're representing more voices in the community to have on the commission. So I would definitely support having at least 2 more added. That's something that I actually thought about a lot, and I don't think we're at the right time to do that because we want to embrace the growth that we're currently having. So by having the at-large commission, it's really representing the whole community rather than a focus in a certain area and having a word or concept. So I'm not opposed to it at the moment, but I would say as we grow, and that is something that definitely would work because we have seen it work in other cities. We have seen in other cities in other populations that it does work because it does really bring, it represents that area of town. So having a voice in that area really does matter. And the reason why I'm running is to create that voice. So I think that is something that does work. And I think that's something that the future can be implemented. When you're a voice for the people that you're representing, you shouldn't be having a conflict of interest that's going to benefit you. And I think that's a lot of the things that are wrong with politics, because a lot of people that are in it in some way over abuse that, and I'm really, really definitely against it, because if you're going to be in a public office, you need to be the voice of the people. I would definitely say that there should be a disciplinary action taken on, because that's power abuse. You're abusing, your powers with what you're given. So by not disclosing it, I think there should be a disciplinary action taken against that certain individual to not speak up and take something that benefits them rather than the community. Traditional hours of working is 8 to 5, so it makes it tough for individuals that want to engage with the city commission and go and show their support or want to hear something that's on the agenda. So I don't think it really currently does work for the larger community. I think that is something that could be changed to actually meet the city, the population itself, rather than the sitting commission or the staff, or so that it's working for the people and not for the current sitting commission schedule. So I would definitely say, there should be a survey sent out to ask the resident on recommendation on what works and what doesn't work, and what times work and what times doesn't work, because logically you're sitting there to represent the community, and if the community has a barrier not to show up, then that's really something that doesn't work. Yeah, I think because we have that right to do so, we should, we're the democratic country state, and I think that the people's voice should be heard. So if something needs to be a change, there should be that initiatives taken, agendas made, and get the individuals involved, and have the population speak. That's another tough question. Really, I've been hearing that a lot from the community as I went door knocking and connecting with residents and learning what's important to the residents. Because I think, something that if you're going to represent the community, you need to know what's important to the community. And a lot of the conversations that I had really does support that there should be a limit to the terms. It would need to be studied, and see, if the current works, or if there's a change that's needed. And I would say that, we are going to realize because of the growth of the city, that you might be more in need of having these positions be a full-time. No, I don't think that it should be, because what you're doing by a task force or by a commission is you're allowing the residents to be more involved. You're creating more voices for the community. So maybe there should be a stipend system where they are reimbursed for items or travel or for meals for certain things, but if it was a concept, if it was paid positions, I think it takes out that willingness of wanting to volunteer because you want to do good for the community. So I would say, because I serve in the Human Relations Commission, and I have for the past year and a half, and it's something I look forward to, because I am going out as a volunteer to be a voice for the community and represent something. Yeah, that's a tough question, because it really, thinking about the current timing that we're in with so many candidates running. A lot of them have money and a lot of them don't. But then if you were to, I'm on a fence on it because it's hard to explain it. And I say that because you're taking away the ability. If the person has the ability, they do. If the person doesn't, they don't. But it's really, does it infringe on their rights? That's what I would look at first. So if there's a limit to what they can do, but is it a very disadvantage? It is. It's it's a disadvantage to a lot of people, including myself, because But that's a really tough question that I'm on a grade on the fence on it. By creating more volunteerisms, more having more people involved in the city, more people connect with nonprofits in the community that are funded, as a community to really work together as a community. My first thought to that would be really connecting and be an advocate for your community. by going to the state and having those conversations at state level, by connecting with them to create the change that you want. So by having representative there and engagement and talking to them, you can influence those changes that you want. But if you're just sitting there and just saying, oh, it's on the books and I can't do nothing about it, then you can't do nothing about it. But if you voice your voice to the state level, then you can create a track. But then I would go back to your second thought. By taking it, just by sitting down, just saying I'll do it and take you to court, that really kind of creates that. It creates more dollars and tax dollars just being used without taking that first initiative of seeing the communication line by being a representative as you were elected, by talking to the state officials. But I would definitely say there's approaches to take prior to taking it to court and wasting dollars, because you're gonna end up using tax dollars that unnecessarily. You can learn more about myself and the things that I'm passionate about on my platform by going to ahmedforfargo.com.